doing at Upstate is the exact same thing that Kenny Brooks is doing at Kentucky. It's all about culture. He's got a very, very young team. So this is where they're really trying to work through what does it mean to play at Upstate? What does it mean to play for Jason Williams at Upstate? So it takes time, that kind of thing. You know, we talked about that this morning in their shoot around. I said, you know, sometimes that's underestimated about how long that kind of process can take.
Ooh, Stack inside, gets the deflection and the steal. And here comes Amore again on the break. Hit a couple of times, and she'll go to the free throw line where she's almost automatic. 86% free throw shooter in her career. There is Kenny Brooks. That's just amazing. 517 wins, the Final Four at Virginia Tech. And, you know, he kind of told us he kind of hit a ceiling there at Virginia Tech. You know, where else do you go? He's brought him to the Final Four. And he thought that he could come here and bring Kentucky to the heights that the men's team has.
Well, listen, he said he wasn't looking to leave Virginia Tech, right? I mean, you think, wow, this is, I'm doing great here. Things are going well, but then opportunity presents itself. You really see some benefit for you and your family in that opportunity. And, you know, yeah, you can't fault the guy for wanting to do better, you know, really just trying to advance his career in ways that he sees fit for himself and his family.
Levine there, they're going to call a screen on Gordon, I think was the call.
It's on number 22, Barnes.
Nope, it was Barnes inside. That was illegal screening, trying to get Levine free. Deja Lawrence, great shooter. We've already seen once, and there she was hit as she was trying to go over the top of the lane by Zora Frey-Chin.
Zero, Frey-Chin, her first, and the team third into the lineup for the Spartans. Number 35, Pierce.
Step back three on the way. And I think they're going to get her again.
Zero, Frey-Chin, her second.
That's her second foul in about 11 seconds. And you don't want to foul Georgia outside the three-point arc because she gets 3 shots now.
Well, you know, there's a lot of things we don't know about this Kentucky team. I think we're going to be figuring an awful lot of things out as we go throughout the season. But one thing we do know is that this young lady can flat play. The third leading scorer in Virginia Tech history. So what you've got here is a really experienced point guard that knows how to play at the highest level, really knows how to lead, and knows what Kenny Brooks wants. She knows how to lead a team, but she knows what he wants and what he expects and has become a real extension of him. You know, sometimes that's a little cliche to say about players or especially point guards on the floor, but this is probably one of those scenarios that I don't know that I've seen any player be more of an extension of a head coach than Georgia Amore is for Kenny Brooks.
So into the game now for Kentucky is Silva inside. Clara is from Portugal. She goes 6'7". And now you've got inside the Twin Towers, 6'5" and 6'7". Bowie, Turpin, Roby, Phillips. How about Strack and Silva? Quickly down court they go. Deja Lawrence steps back behind the three-point line, and that's short on that shot. Kicked out of bounds. It will stay with Kentucky.
Well, with their length and those long arms, you get exactly what we saw on that trip for Kentucky. Silva tipped it. Strack was able to haul it in.
I don't know in Kentucky basketball history for the women that they've ever had a front line of 6'7", 6'5",
oh, absolutely
6'3".
not. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Valerie still had some great height to her when she played, but she basically played with 4 guards with her.
And there have been some taller players. Just Sarah Elliott was a player that was born right here in Kentucky that came here and played, had a great career here, but she stood 6'6", but she didn't have these kind of pieces around her with this kind of height.
Oh, that's another foul on Zora Frey-Chin, and she's going to have to take a seat. That's 3. So there you see, she ties for the tallest in program history at 6'7".
Deja Lawrence, 1 free throw remaining.
Lawrence, a really good free throw shooter at 80%. Missed her first. But as you were saying in the blue right, These are some tight rims.
They're a little tight.
They're new, and they were like, hey, you got to make it like, it's almost like going to the carnival.
Right.
You're not going to get any bounces off these bad boys.
Well, and we talked with that to Jason Williams with Upstate about that this morning as well, too. New place, which that means new game, right? You saw the corner three. You saw her put the ball on the floor. Her position, she did not stay put. She's improving her position. You always got to be moving. After you pass the ball, you want the ball back, you got to move.
So under the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Kentucky's 17-point lead. Levine on Cassidy Rowe and is able to get it up and in from the left side. Get man-to-man defense by both teams here. I thought they might try a little bit of zone to try to be able to get some rebounds, but.
And they may still. I mean, It's early, so this is, the kind of thing you really want to try to get your team into the flow, especially against size, against teams that you know are better athletes.
It's a tough shot there, moving to your left and trying to shoot back across your body. Amore misses the three. Out of bounds it goes, and it'll be Upstate's basketball.
Returning to the lineup, number 32.
Amore, just such a special player.
Number 7.
But she gets it. She's very cerebral, so she understands the game. She has talked about coaching, wanting to be a coach, and she really is starting to take that on. You see that leadership out of her, which is just you so desperately need when you have so many new players. You have to have someone that you come into a brand new place, a brand new city, a brand new school. So do you have enough confidence in yourself as a player to really take on a leadership role when everything is new? And that's not easy to do. That's really where that transfer portal can sometimes hurt you a little bit if you want to be a leader or should be a leader, but sometimes you have a little trepidation about it because you're new.
Three off the mark. Amore there for the rebound, and she'll bring it up court again. Consummate point guard, maybe the best in college basketball. Stop and pop. Lawrence can't hit, but Silva's there for the rebound. They'll reset it out the top. Now she'll go to the right, and she's fouled.
What I love about that is a little grin on Amore's face because she knew she had her right where she wanted her. She was working that crossover both directions, and she knew the only way that she could defend her was to foul her or put her hands on her, and she could potentially get that call. So that's just it's a smart player that knows what she's capable of and what she's going to get.
Chrissy, they're a little short in the backcourt, Kentucky is, because two players that were probable starters on this team will most likely miss this entire season. Perova, who came from the Czech Republic, a 6'1 guard that is an absolute dead-eye shooter. And then Jordan Obi, who came over from Penn, 6'1 grad student. Perova had the ACL injury, and Obi the knee injury, the Achilles tendon injury.
Yeah, it's a scenario where they would have absolutely been.
To get her out, that's 2 fouls.
We were discussing in the commercial break, this will be a team that, when you start to get into foul trouble or, you cross your fingers for no additional injuries because there's 7 players that have played, but some injuries have really hampered this team, and you're going to see a lot of players play a lot of minutes, or very few players play a lot of minutes, yeah.
In tight defense by the Wildcats. Well, nice play there by Rebecca Gordon, a 6'1 senior. Averaged 8.5 a game last year, and that time she just took Silva inside and made a nice little spin move. Lawrence over the top again, that man-to-man defense.
I really appreciate that, too, as a former post player who was undersized. Oftentimes, that's exactly how that has to go, is you just say, listen, I'm going to give it a go. You're going to block my shot. It is what it is. Any player on this team has the green light to be able to do that.
Just straight line drive to the basket.
Just straight line drive to the basket. Go till somebody picks you up. Nobody does, you get exactly this, an and one.
So after the 8-2 run by Upstate, Kentucky answers back with a couple of buckets, and they've increased that lead now to 34-15, as you see.
Yes, the true definition of positionless basketball. We talk about that, or we hear a lot of coaches or programs talk about positionless basketball, but then they don't necessarily want a player dribbling, or they don't want the...
Man. 40% three-point shooter last season. 40. So she hit ones off the wing, and that one from the corner. Inside, Silva with the block. Vera Soldabloom tried to hit that one from the baseline, but no, sir, says Silva. Here's Key. Amore. Shot clock under 10. Boy, Lawrence took that body blow.
Sure did.
But Silva right there, buddy. Got to keep that ball up, don't you? Amore shot, and she knocks it down.
She's going to, really start to learn that and see that on film as you go back and you watch. And no reason to dribble, right? I mean, you're 6'7", turn and shoot it.
So Amore, the first in double figures. She has 11, leads the Wildcats. Key has 9. Into the paint, and boy, it's actually a really nice play there by Gracie Barnes. She got Key up in the air and lost her balance.
Yep, just a little fake here, a little fake, yep.
It's a nice fake, though.
Well, and a nice job by both players to not hurt, no one got hurt.
Replacing number 17.
2 fouls for Key, she'll take a seat.
Macy Wickie coming back into the game for Upstate. She'll come in for Miller.
Lexi Blue in for Kentucky for the first time. I said, listen, if there was a better name for a college basketball team, like Lexi Blue, I mean, you live in Lexington, your school's in Lexington, your last name's Blue.
From Orlando, Florida, comes the freshman at 6'2". Gracie looking inside, but has to kick it back out.
Lawrence is another player that brings a ton.
She's from Sweden. She missed, got her own rebound, and put it right back up and in, and drew the foul.
For Upstate number 1, Jenny Levine returns for the Cats. Number 13, Clara Strack. Replacing number 17, Clara Silva.
This is where you know your coach has some trust in you. Clara Strack back in the game with 2 fouls.
Soldabloom, just a freshman, but boy, really looked nice there. Amore, step back 3, a little short. Strack inside with the rebound. She puts it back up and heel.
It does, right?
It's unbelievable.
Just, man, well, and I tell you what, he plays a tough schedule. So you start to think, what in the world with this team, because they really are getting after it. But he says, listen, how am I supposed to learn about my team? If I don't put them in some really adverse situations and positions, there's no way for us to learn. There's no way for us to grow. So he really puts it to them in the first half of their schedule, because he knows, listen, the SEC is a gauntlet, so let's get ready for it. And it's worked. Year in and year out, this team is in the mix in the SEC.
Boy, really nice give and go there, and a charge called. So nice play there by Kentucky defensively.
We'll take another look here. This is just really trying to make something happen if you're Upstate, which you absolutely understand, but you'll see here just a little push off. Nice job by Georgia Amore, kind of playing that up a little bit. That's what you want. It's heads up play.
Smart kid. So Kentucky had just committed their 4th turnover, 9 for Upstate. Lexi Blue stays in the game there. You saw her with the ball. She's down in the corner on the baseline.
And now you're going to go to that zone. See what you can get out of that. See how your rotations are. Does everybody know where they're supposed to be? This is a very young team.
Well, that ball just will not go down the cylinder, will it? Spun around twice. Last 2 shots. Lawrence misses the steal there. Wick kicks it over. This is Gordon. Lost the ball and has it with another steal. 3-on-1 fast break. Back to Strack. A short little jumper from 6 feet is good, and Clara Strack now has 10 points.
As I look too at the stats here, Georgia Amore just quietly with 11.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, leading all scorers a little quietly.
And Strack gets the steal. Those long arms are able to reach in and get another one. That is 11 turnovers. 5 steals now for Kentucky. Strack fires the 3. It's no good. Bell can't get it. Here comes Upstate. Kentucky back on defense.
No, thought that was on Strack.
Yeah,
Gonna call that on Lawrence.
Call that on Lawrence. Levine, I think, that was driving to the basket. She'll shoot.
It's a good take.
Yep.
You know, as you're really struggling to score, you're trying to figure out ways to score, you got to get fouled, get yourself to the line.
Let me ask you this. When you have someone 6'5" or 6'7", if you're Lawrence, don't you let them go? Because she's to you and almost past you. So you know the only thing you can do is foul. So just let her go, right? Because you have the rim protector behind you.
If you're going to, you got to talk. You got to have some communication to let them know they're coming and that you need help. You're asking for that help. But also your ego sometimes doesn't let you, right? I mean, your ego wants you to get back and make the play because you know you got beat. So sometimes you just make a bad decision when you know you've got help back there. But you also don't want to put your big in a bad spot either, you know, having to bail you out. So I can appreciate wanting to try to recover. But I also like what Levine's done here. You know, just Upstate really struggling to score, needing a bucket, needing something. So force the issue and get yourself to the line.
.72% free throw shooter, and she missed them both. Long left-handed shot is no good by Key. 17, 18-footer. Here comes Levine again. She'll pull it back out. Now she drives, loses the ball out of bounds, and it's Kentucky's ball again. So the one thing you got to be happy about if you're Coach Brooks now, that is the 12th turnover in the first half here. Kentucky just 4 turnovers. Kentucky shooting 56%. Cassidy Rowe back into the game for Kentucky. So Deja gets a break. Back to Lexi Blue, long 3, in and out. Rebound corralled, and here we go again the other way. That was Ava Miller with the rebound. One-on-one move into the lane, and drop it back inside. Now she's gonna go to the basket again. It's Markham. Well, they just cannot get a shot off inside. Kentucky too big.
Too big, long, hands up.
And there you see, with 2 seconds left, Silva just swats that ball right back at her as Ava Miller goes 6'2".
She had no choice but to throw that up. But that, I mean, the shot clock winding down, you got no choice there. But
she blocked it with her elbow.
It didn't stand a chance.
So now you got to, basically, you got time maybe for one dribble. Catch one dribble and shoot. Oh, they're going to get Silva
on the floor.
That's a foul that she'll learn as a freshman. We can't do that.
Well,
just 1.5 seconds.
So after the block, I was watching the two of them. It's getting a little testy. A little. So as they were lining up to run the out of bounds play, there was a little pushing and shoving. There was a little jockeying for position. So there was some of this brewing. But credit Ava Miller for really making that happen. She said, listen, I'm going to stand my ground here.
And that is the first free throw make by Upstate. They're 1 of 5 from the free throw line.
Number 4, Lexi Blue.
So Hassett and Silva, along with Key, are your bigs, and out front, Amore and Chastity Rowe. So Cassidy out front with Amore. Now they go back to the corner. Hassett, an open 3, no good. This rims out inside of a minute left. Boy, Amore's just a smart player. Great footwork.
Just understands the game.
Yeah. There,
yes, understands the game so well.
Taking it all the way down again. Levine, 3, no good. Rebound ripped away there by Key. 3-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. Rowe, open 3, she passes on it. And here's Georgia Amore. Now they'll spread it out, pull it back out with 19 on the shot clock. Key at the elbow, kicks it back to Amore. Under 10 now on the shot clock. Amore, her favorite spot to shoot the 3. That one just a little short.
That's probably the first offensive possession we've seen from Kentucky where we didn't really see good action. We didn't see a lot of really great movement, but some of that just comes from being a little wiped out. And he had no choice but to get her across the arm there, but Strack just showing you that she's got some strength as well.
6 for 9 from the field, and now she's made her first free throw attempt. 13 points to lead all scores in the game. And they're gonna call Georgia more. Yep, they're gonna call Georgia with the foul there as Charlotte really battling down low at what, 5'9" maybe?
What is she?
5'6",
Let's see. What did they list her? Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
5'6". Like, let's bring it. You want to post me up?
And it's another 5'6" player that's trying to post her up.
I love it.
Hilarious.
They're going at it. Nice pass.
Yeah, really nice, but cannot finish there. The miss by Rebecca Gordon.
I think that's the length of Clara Strack came into play there.
Amore back to Strack. Turnaround 15-footer bucket.
Clara Strack.
Feeling
15
it.
for Strack.
Yeah, she's feeling it.
So Kentucky starts right off in the second half, just like they did in the first. Nice left hand by Rebecca Gordon, just 6'1". Transfer from Central Michigan, where she averaged 8.5 points.
Well, what we've seen with Upstate in their offense is that they've done this from the tip. They have not backed down at all from Kentucky's size. They have gone in there and really tried to get after it. A couple of blocks, no doubt. Oh, absolutely.
Step
yes,
back, doesn't she?
yes. Beautiful shot. It's great touch. It's what you love to see, you know, when you've got bigs like that that have such great length, and really that's a to be able to have such touch. You see it there in her free throws when you don't mind her pulling the trigger.
Yeah. She's 7 of 10 from the field, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, and almost came up with the steal there. 2 fouls, so she got to be a little careful. Hassett over the back with the foul there on AC Markham. And they'll take it out under the basket. Just her first foul of the game. Hassett 2 of 4. All of her shots coming from long range. Markham outside with it. Looking to go down low. They do here. Another step back is no good. That shot by Gordon, a little flat, hits the front iron and rolls off. Strack will, oh, I thought she was going to try that 3. Ooh, Amore with the little elbow. They going to call that off then?
Yep.
Yeah, when she went extended, I think, and she would have just gone into her the body and then it called it, but when you extended that elbow.
Take another look at it there. You see that arm, that right elbow just a little bit gets extended.
So George will take a seat. Cassidy Rowe into the game. When I was in school with them, and Valerie and PJ were huge members of the team that beat Old Dominion here on this floor when they were undefeated, and then also Tennessee. And Pat Summitt. Big
wins, big wins. Really, in a time where women's basketball was really trying to find its way, you know, in a lot of ways. They really were some trailblazers around here.
There used to be a gym across the street called Alumni and Alumni Coliseum. That's where they played before Memorial was built, back in the days of Adolph Rupp and the Fiddlin' Five, before there was even women's basketball. But players like Nancy Lieberman and the sort would come in, and we'd go over there and play with them. Kenny Walker, Sam Bowie. Sam didn't really play much, he just watched. But
they showed you a thing or two, didn't they?
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, PJ, she wouldn't back down from any guy. And Valerie, and of course, her brother, Art, still one of the all-time great football players here. Went on to win, 2 Super Bowls in the NFL. Was a great player, but, man, I
got news for you.
Tough girls.
Well, you want to suit them up, and they'd still go. They'd give it a go. Now, listen, I'm telling you, it's the heart of a lion in players like that for sure. But it's really been fun to see a lot of those folks
come back. Right?
Yeah, and just be such a part of something, a new era here in a lot of different ways, right? A new era with a coach, but also the facility as well too.
Nice takeaway by.
Love it. Good take.
Wow, nice shot there. It gets up and in by Aubrey Kirsch.
Upstate has no quit. We are seeing,
Yep.
listen, this
Fight.
is a team, yeah, you're down 40 points and could easily be just going through the motions, and that's not what we're seeing from them at all.
Cassidy with the elbow jumper there. There is nobody on this team that puts up more shots than she does after practice and in the mornings and at night. My parents used to have seats up top, but I grew up with Matt Grant. His father was Judge Grant, and the judges in the behind the basket, they had the old bleachers there, and
yeah.
we would come and actually sit on the floor. Matt and I
Yeah.
watched the games. Yeah.
Good times.
So, yeah.
Great memories. Just about everybody has some kind of story
Yep.
like that, you know, about being in this building and watching a game, whether it was men or women, when something really big happened. I remember being in here for a men's game when they were in the NIT. It was they held that game here rather than Rupp Arena because there was still NCAA tournament
Yep.
action going on at Rupp Arena.
Yeah. Well, I got to do a game here, a high school game actually. Nice shot there off the glass and in by Gwen Jenkins. Al Pruitt, senior, the coach at Henry Clay, and I did a game between what was then Henry Clay and Owensboro when Rex Chapman played and Sutton played for Henry Clay. That was a while back. Boy, Rex was phenomenal in high school.
Tana Becker getting some time for Kentucky now. Checking into the ball game. The freshman checked in right before the break.
Yeah, and she was a true freshman that was actually recruited by the former staff and stayed over and said, I really want to come here. And Coach Brooks said, it's going to be a chore to play for me. And she's stuck it out, and there you see her. She's from Winnipeg, Canada. Has some size at 6'1". So another 6-footer. You can't coach size.
You cannot coach size, and it's you know, in the game.
Hasn't missed yet. 10 points, 4 of 4 from the field. Trying to throw a blind pass over her shoulder was A.C. Markham, stolen away by Amor. To the corner they go, 3-ball on the way. Nice shot there by Tana Becker.
I love how excited her teammates got for her making that shot. Nobody more excited over that than Georgia Amor. That was awesome.
Yeah, because she got an assist. Drove the lane and kicked it to the corner. That's just, boy, if you, it's going to get easier is what you have to tell Cedar Ball, but just, it's going to get easier.
Just keep after it. I mean, honestly, I love that she's still going after it.
6'7" players she's going to have to go up against.
The frustration's on her face, no question about it, but, that's exactly right. You don't face 6'7" every day. And you definitely don't do it in conference play. So it's, you just stick with it. Work through the frustration. You can still learn.
Strack now 7-11 from the field. Kentucky shooting 54% on 26 of 48. Long jumper is no good. Hard there, tipped back out. Nice tip there. Knew she couldn't get the rebound was Cassie Granger. She just tipped it back out. Inside they go again. Oh, nice little underneath move, but can't get it to go. Another block. Running the court with the left hand, and look out, Tana Becker comes off the bench. Firing. 2 for 2.
Filling the lanes. Listen, Georgia Amor will get you the ball. If you can fill the lanes, run the floor, keep your head up and look for it, she'll get you the ball. Cedar Bloom really working hard. I like the fact that she's still trying to get after it, but at 6'7", there's not a lot you can do. She was asking for a foul on the last one, and there just wasn't there.
So now wholesale changes. Sanaya Tyler comes into the game for the first time, along with Lawrence and Amor. So a little 3-guard action now. So now Tyler, the other player to stay here through the transition to Kenny Brooks.
On the square, it's number 15, Miller.
Sanaya, mostly a starter last year. 5'6" junior from Missouri.
Yeah, those transitions are never easy. It's a different way.
So elbow hit there. So foul on Gordon. And back to the free throw line goes Strack.
Still a lot to offer for this team, though, because she's been there. She's played in the SEC. She understands things around campus, around the facility, you know, so.
Well, she's been through the SEC as well, so it gives them, you know, a little bit extra depth there with her and Rowe coming off the bench now. Strack is just a silky smooth shooter, isn't she? 19 points for her now. Under a minute to go here in the third. A nice defense there. It's exactly what you're supposed to do. Ava Miller trying to get the shot. Strack just stood there straight as a beanpole and couldn't shoot over. Ooh, down on the floor. We'll call a jump ball here. That will go to Upstate with 29 seconds. So no shot clock. They can hold it for the final shot of the first half. And now the smart play here. Get Strack out for this final possession. And Hassett comes in. And also back into the game comes Becker.
Amore a little extra time.
And Amore as well coming out, so. Who will take this shot for Upstate? Man-to-man defense. Kentucky stayed in that the entire game so far. Spinning over the top is Levine. 10 seconds to go. Miller. Levine. 6 seconds. Frey Chin probably take the shot here. She goes into the elbow. Jump shot no good off the wall there. Nice defense by Kentucky.
As you get into the thick of it.
So Kentucky starts the fourth with their big front line of Hassett, Silva, and Strack. Tyler stays in at guard with Amore. Hassett, another three on the way. She knocks it down, and the foul. What a shot.
Young lady can shoot, but I tell you, it's just been that kind of night.
Key player in double figures, and she misses the free throw. But Hassett now. Silva missed the cutter, and Hassett back to Strack. Still plenty of time. 10 on the shot clock. Boy, she got nice footwork, doesn't she?
Stays perfect. 5 for 5.
And she now has 12. Strack leads all scorers with 19. Another long-range shot, no good that time by Frey Chin. And Kentucky with yet another rebound. Ooh, in and out. The Amore, Silva with the rebound, but is that a jump ball? I think that's what they call it. Nope, they call a foul.
Georgia Amore 1 assist away from having 10 and a double-double for her. 22 assists for Kentucky tonight.
On 29 made buckets.
Yes.
Silva had a thought. Pass it, Tyler, three-pointer on the way, in and out. Boy, that was all the way down to cylinder. It'll stay Kentucky's ball. Strack had it, but it ticked off the hand of Frey Chin out of bounds. I'm really excited about the defense that Kentucky's played. Again, a smaller team, 9 blocks for the Wildcats already. Tyler, another 3, and that one's no good. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Kentucky again. But, you know, even though she's missed those 2 shots, Coach says, hey, you're open. You got to take those shots.
Well, she's a shooter. She can hit those. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Silva in the paint again. Step back. So
there's no better feeling in the world.
14 and 7 for Silva. Here's Levine stuck outside, kicks it back to her sister.
Well, I think, and we're going to get to a place where we're going to want to see that shot a little more contested, right? How does Silva do when it's a little more contested, when there's a little more physicality?
So Jenny Levine hits that one, a left-hander. She averages 8 a game. She's got 4. Corner. Oh, thought Strack was going to take it into the paint, and she'll go to the free throw line.
It's really having a feel for the ball. But you got the defender on your backside. You know you've got the size advantage, but when you're able to knock down a nice little fadeaway like that, it doesn't matter how tall you are. You're going to
one free throw remaining.
Knock that down.
It's her first miss. Kentucky, before that, shot 16 of 20 from the free throw line. And Strack will take a seat. Coming in is Key. North Carolina is where she came from.
Number 11, Gabby Brooks. And number 7,
she's from Cary, North Carolina. Boy, they have really athletic with Key, and she's up at the top of the key. No pun intended with her defense. She is really long and athletic out there.
So far, we're seeing really great communication by Kentucky on the defensive end. Great help, working through screens, fighting over, under screens, but communicating.
Tell you what, coming in shooting is Gabby Brooks right there, the coach's daughter.
Guns blazing, I like it. Guns blazing. I like it.
She doesn't give you that ball in one motion. She caught it, turned and shot.
You know, but Coach mentioned that to us and shoot around a little bit. Like, you know, when you have so many new faces and, you know, that you do come into a game like this a little bit nervous, and it may take a little time for his players to settle down a little bit, just to kind of get into the feel and the flow. Just beat her to that spot, took it right away from her, and then again, putting the ball where only Tiani Key can get it, and then she does the rest, finishing.
You know, and it's knowing who you're throwing it to and how you throw it to her, right? And she's left-handed, so it was a perfect pass. It lays it in with the left-handed.
That also shows you there's a great amount of trust, because, you know, you got to be able to put the ball somewhere and go get it. You know she's a big, you know she's athletic, you know she's got length and great hands. Put it where she can go get it and be the only one to be able to make that kind of play. It's good stuff.
Shot no good. Georgia Amore with the rebound. She's going to get it ahead to Lawrence. Lawrence is going to go all the way across the lane. Hassett in the corner. They're going to call her for walking.
Stepped on the line.
Oh. Hassett stepped on the line. Is that what the call was?
For the Spartans, number 34. Return.
She knocked down that 3 too, so she lost herself 3 points when she stepped back. So the Wildcats holding USC Upstate to 31% shooting from the field. Any coach would be very happy with that. Anything under 40%, and you have to be excited. Gabby Brooks again, three-pointer. Misses again. A big smile on her face, though.
Upstate not having much luck really working the ball inside. This is one of those situations, too, where now you got to learn from that. Start to work the ball from the inside out or work off cuts just like that. It's a great open look. Didn't go, but it's a great open look.
And she goes off the glass, does Cassie Gallagher, to put that one in the redshirt freshman. So Gallagher now 2 of 6 from the field for 4 points. Key goes to her left, kicks it out. Gabby Brooks' 3 is good, but it doesn't count. She goes, see, I made it.
Against a former team, no question. Then you're at Purdue. That's a big matchup. So good stuff around the corner where you'll learn an awful lot about your team. You learn a lot in games like these, no doubt, but you really start to learn about yourself in those non-conference games when you know it's a true test, even and especially when you're on the road for a big test like that. This team will face some adversity. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond, what kind of adjustments they're able to make.
So Hassett with the foul inside, and Soderblom finally gets to go to the free throw line. You know, the one thing that a coach is always going to find something, but you're winning by 45. But what he is going to be upset about, Kentucky just 6 of 23. That's 26% from beyond the arc.
Well, and as I look at the 23 shots they've taken, though, they've all been good threes. There's not a three I can think of that you thought, not a great shot.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think you're probably a little more upset with that if out of those 23 there were some that you didn't want or some that you...
Inside they go. Key battling on the interior. Boy, a nice shot right there by Emma Blair as she puts it in.
So, showing some nice patience on the offense.
Freshman, yeah. Hasn't played a lot tonight. Put that one in. Lexi Blue. Deja Lawrence inside to Tiana Key. Key, the lefty, a little short on that jump shot. Coming down to 3 minutes left in this one. Left-handed shot, no good. Key with the rebound. Tough night for Gwen Jenkins. Nice pass to Lexi Blue inside,
nice
but
block.
A beautiful block by Cassie Gallagher. It's a nice pass.
East quick release. Hassett, a really prolific scorer at the junior college level before she came here. Checking out of the ball game with 14 points, 4 of 7 from deep.
So Strack back in the game as Hassett takes the seat for a few minutes. Under 3 now to play. Oh. Couple steps there for Levine. Well, deep 3 on the way. That's a little hard. Soderblom runs it down. Strack on her on the baseline. Call Key with that. Yeah, Key with a little reach over the top as she fouls Ava Miller. So just the third of the quarter, so they'll get it under the basket again. Away from the basket. I think they're going to get Lexi Blue on a... Yep. Trying to set a screen, and she ran right through it.
For the Cats, number 8, Tana Becker.
Tana Becker comes into the game as Tiana Key will take the seat.
Smallest lineup for Kentucky we've seen on the floor tonight.
But still, you got two at... You got a 6'1", 6'2", and 6'5" underneath.
Number 2, White returns to the lineup. Replacing number 25, Gallagher.
Strack brings it up.
So she can do it all.
Yeah. Becker, Lawrence, Gabby. Digits now. Yep, that's 12 blocks for Kentucky and 9 steals. Wow. Remember I told you before the game they should have 20 fast break points? They had 16. So close. 38 points in the paint to just 20. That's the size advantage they have. Cats have also got 23 points off their bench. Ryan trying to get it inside. They do drop it in there. The defense there as a double team comes, and Becker gets her hands in there, and it's a jump ball. It'll stay with Upstate. Active hands for the young lady.
Well, that's how you get yourself into the lineup. I mean, that's how you get some more playing time, right? You got to hustle. You're doing the little things. Effort plays.
Yep.
There you go.
Just like that.
Yep.
She finally made one. And they hung the net, too. Nicely done.
That's got every player in Kentucky's lineup with points on the board with the exception of Sanaya Tyler. So we'll see if the Cats can get her on the board.
She's in the game there. This is Lexi Blue with that rebound. She's running.
Under 1 minute remaining.
Kick it over to Brooks again. There's Sanaya. Corner three on the way by Alexi. That's no good. Ball on the floor. They're going to call.
Let's take it. Gets that. Take a look at the bench. Gets so excited.
Great music when you hang the net.
That's what I love about what we've seen so far is they've really come to, you can see them coming together as a team, that they're so supportive of each other when, you know, you got players knocking down shots and other players are more excited for them than they are for themselves. It's good things are happening.
So 22 points for Strack, and she'll take a seat for the final 39 seconds of this one. 96-43. Kentucky has done exactly what they wanted to do in this game. Show some toughness, inside presence. They're able to shoot the three. Key running to the corner it goes. They kick it back out to Blue. She drives the lane, trying to get the shot off. Gets her own rebound and lays it up and in.
He wanted her to pull the ball back out and not score. He said, my bad.